We love travel photography. We're inspired, we're looking out, we're experiencing new culture. But in our own home country, street photography can sometimes feel a little bit boring. There, I said it. Nothing hits the YouTube algorithm as well as travel photography to Japan. And here I am in Singapore. So one day I was looking at some Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan photos, and it all had this very beautiful blue tones to it. Very cyberpunk, ghost in a shell kind of vibes. And you know, I cannot wait that long for my trip to Japan. So I decided let's try taking this aesthetics and see if I can apply that to my home country. And so with this cyberpunk ghost in a shell aesthetic in mind, I thought that the Deepavali Little India was the perfect occasion to try out this aesthetics. So this introvert took a camera out for a solo date photo walk to Little India. Hi, my name is Nicole. I'm a photographer, videographer, and I help people tell stories and edit them for the internet. Next station for our photo walk, Little India. So of course, firstly, we cannot visit Little India without eating. Just outside Little India station, there is actually a hawker center, Tekka center, and there's this very well-known little hawker store that sells naan with curry. And he actually makes his naan the traditional way, like a clay oven right there in that little hawker store. So I ordered myself garlic naan. It was so good with keema curry, which is like curry with green peas and cheese in a curry. Super spicy, but so good. Started out my photo walk through this Deepavali bazaar, and I'm not gonna lie, this introvert found it quite chaotic. I think everybody knew where they were going, everyone knew what they were doing except me, and because spaces were so tight, so I felt a bit awkward standing still and stopping in the middle of this bazaar. So I started shooting with this Fujifilm recipe where it had a very blue tinge. I pushed up the white balance very much into the blue tones and a little bit of green, and it did give the images a little bit more of a cinematic vibe, a very different mood. So as I walked away from this bazaar and went onto the streets, and the streets got a lot darker, but there were like street lights, street lamps, and traffic lights. I think this is where I felt I really started to have that cyberpunkish, ghost in a shell kind of vibe. And it really gave everything this very magical, mystical blue glow. As someone who kind of veers more towards warm tones, having this change in the way I shoot or change in the aesthetics was actually quite interesting for me. And it was a welcome, refreshing change, and this is actually one of my favorite images. And I think I actually do really love night photography a lot. I think also because like when you're in your home country, it's actually quite hard to find good lighting, or especially if you live like in Southeast Asia, right? When you have good lighting, it's incredibly hot, okay? Just gonna put it out there. So you usually don't find yourself out there when there's good lighting, or it's very early, or it's a very short period of time. As someone who lives in a city, night photography is actually where you have a whole different feel and a different vibe, and there are a lot of lights around, and I really enjoyed the street. I've been to this particular street in the daytime, but at night, shooting it through this blue tinge filter, I loved it. It was magical. I hope you enjoyed these photos. Yeah, I may not be living in the most YouTube searched or popular travel destination. Do I wish I was? Yeah, sometimes I do, okay? It's just gonna be a lot easier as a YouTuber and a lot easier for my hobby, but walking around in my own home country and doing street photography actually helped me to learn a lot more about my country and to really appreciate things that I honestly take for granted a lot. And so it has been a very good experience for me. And if you love photography, you love travel photography, street photography, do subscribe and follow along the adventure into the next video, where I will be getting lost in a town that I haven't been to in a while, and I stumble upon a heritage building. Had no idea about it even after living in Singapore my whole life. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Head over to the playlist to check out more of my videos and to check out some Japan photography and the Fujifilm recipes that I use during my travels and my travel setup. If you're interested in these videos, subscribe and follow along. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!